John to say, these whiteys are not going to stop forcing the voluntary movement from letting their Montgomery spouse. Their plan is to murder them. They want to. Assistant U.S. Attorney Ed McClain told John to say, these whiteys are not going to stop forcing the voluntary movement from letting their Montgomery spouse. Their plan is to murder them. They want to murder him because they know he's Revelation 12:5. They want to murder Dan Marino. They want to murder Dave Bazzuli. They want to murder J.C. Pelosi. They want to murder Bill Moss if they come to court to testify against Amon-Ra.
Raymond Scales was called Amon-Ra at the court.
And we can't call them, and we can't call
the jury if they wanted to know who Amon-Ra is.
These people will
the
kill
two DA agents. They knew
these people, and it's
that Raymond was pulled a trick playing Amon-Ra.
Murderers. They don't care who they rape. They don't care who they kill.
The God
they don't care their mothers
in the
are
Holy
sluts
Bible.
And whores. So you don't know these trifling
Ra's
white
name,
bitches like
Amon-Ra.
You don't know nothing about them because you don't work with them. They're low class compared to you. You're a royal. They're white trash. These fools are going to keep shaking your head. That's why we're not turning Raymond Scales over to them or Jeffrey Baldwin. This would be insane. These whiteys are poor white trash. It takes a person like President Ronald Reagan to send in the Honorable Judge Brooke Smith of Psalms 110. We're going to save your
from the
brain.
University of Penn State.
Janet Jackson last over
He knew that the two attorneys was insufficient counsel.
It's a $2 billion brand. We're not going to let no whitey.
He know we're insufficient counsel, but he can't say anything either because we're not even supposed to be addressing this forged indictment.
Janet Jackson,
a dummy know this indictment is forged.
Family museum with her dad and her mother that your dad and your mother worked out in the 1970s while your dad was in Chicago.
But they're trying to play the role because they want to try to let the dummies is going to get the 3 false motions
to
have their chance to investigate Jeffrey Baldwin and Raymond Scales. And they know if they go at Raymond Scales, they'll all die.
Because North America is going to an oligarchy between 1925 and 2025.
Raymond said, they're just pretending because you know they're not really going to come after me because I'll shit in their mouth.
I know these whiteys. These whiteys are no good. They're a piece of shit. Their families are white trash. They're poor whiteys that came over here after 1650 to plot and scheme to steal land and to defraud people. Then they want to bring over the Canaanites, the dark-skinned people, under Act 7-6 to force them to pick sugar cane, cotton, and tobacco. Bertha W. Brown, Grace.com, she said, I really don't ever want to go back down to Georgia the way they treat us down there. I said, I understand. I said, Mom, but it ain't like that now. I said, all things change. She said, yeah, but sometimes something hurts so bad you just can't return to it. I said, I understand. She said, but I'll go down and change my name back.
God said,
so I can get my Social
present yourself to them and they don't
from Grace to Bertha, Grace.com.
Shake the dust off and go to the next town.
When these people kidnap you, son, they can make you bite your tongue. They're ruthless. They love murdering anyone they can. Attorney John Hussack knows that. And I've already talked to Assistant U.S. Attorney McClain. They're going to keep jerking your neck. But Dan Marino and the Pitt brothers, they'll know that these whiteys are crooks. And